Afternoon, VC. All right, back to do the best reissues of 2024 here, and archival releases, or whatever you want to call them. I ended up with 15 records here to show. I don't have them ranked in any order. I think they're kind of in order of how I found them this year. As far as like the ones I'll show first were probably from January and then down the line. All great stuff. Yeah, another good year for reissues. A lot of these were really well made, packaging wise, the presentation, everything, the sound quality, all of these are really good. One thing I want to mention about the last video, that I forgot to, the opening clips are from the bands Kowloon Walled City and Sumac that played Kings up in Raleigh, North Carolina recently. That video footage is compliments of my friend McPhee, who I was going to go with. I could not make the gig, which I'm sorely disappointed about, because that is my number one band to see, is Kowloon Walled City. Out of the San Francisco area, Oakland, best band on the planet right now for me, heavy music wise. They were opening for Sumac. Sumac has Brian Cook on bass, who is legendary bass player. He currently full-time bassist for Russian Circles as well. Has played in These Arms Are Snakes, Botch, you name it. They were really good. I believe the guitar player is the guy that owns and operates Hydra Head Records, who's put out bands like Cave In. I had no idea he was a guitar player in Sumac. I'm not really big on or know that band too much, but my friend Joe, who's not even really into that heavier doomy stuff, him and McPhee were highly impressed with them. They threw down. So that's saying a lot. Yeah, hate I missed that show. I was very happy that McPhee got some footage. She's always really good. It's my friend McPhee Vero from France. She's from Nancy. She's married to my friend Jason Teeter. I don't know if it was Jason or maybe she's always just done it. They go up front for shows, front row center, and however that means. And so she got footage from right up front, and so that's all compliments of McPhee. So anyway, to the reissues. That's what you're here to see. Clouds Hill did another run of reissues in 2024 of the Omar Rodriguez Lopez catalog. Some of this had been reissued prior, I believe, but these all were repressed or reissued again in 2024, and I'm glad they did. A lot of these records are hard to get a hold of or expensive in original form. There was a run of music that this guy recorded mostly to download only after Mars Volta ended. Of course, Omar being the guitar player from At the Drive-In in the Mars Volta. But this was one I always was hoping to get. This one's one of the cheaper ones, actually. Omar Rodriguez Lopez and Damo Suzuki from Can. This is Please Heat This Eventually. Great stuff. Great stuff. And Damo Suzuki, we lost this year. The biggest loss in music as far as I'm concerned. Legend from Can. Very unique vocalist. So there's that one. I was very happy to see that put out. And then they also put this one out. This is my all-time favorite Omar record. Omar Rodriguez Lopez and John Frusciante from Chili Peppers and his solo stuff and whatnot. This is a guitar duo record that's recorded in a bedroom or something. Absolutely incredible stuff. I've had this on CD since it came out. Originals are $250 and up for a bad shaped copy. So I've never pulled the trigger on an original. This is the reissue I was most pleased to see this year, or ever. So this one, love this record. Fantastic. And Clouds Hill does a great job. I believe they're out of the UK. So those are all imports. The first record store day, I've got two from that. A couple reissues were done that were sorely needed on vinyl. The first had never been released on vinyl. So it was CD only, and that's Jucifer, Calling All Ears on the Vegas Strip. And this is some heavy, heavy shit. It's a husband-wife duo. This little Indian woman who plays guitar. She has a Indian feather in her hair. I've seen them live. They're killer. She plays with a wall of amps. I mean, it takes the whole club's wall to fill her amps. Like when they played Milestone, the stage ain't gonna fit all the amps, so they had to play off a stage up against a wall so that all her amps behind her could be used. They're the loudest, heaviest band on earth, possibly, outside of, well, Motorhead don't play no more. But holy shit, it's a miracle I can hear anything, because I stood in front of this band with no earplugs. There was some ooze coming out after that night. Holy shit, that was a big time one to get reissued. And then this one too. This was I believe the first Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros record, Rock Art and the X-Ray Style. Really, really well done. Dark Horse Records, BMG group, put this out for the first RSD. They had done one of the other Joe Strummers prior, so I was happy they went back and did this one. Great pressing. This sounds really good. Really, really good. On pink vinyl, great labels. This is one of the best Record Store Day releases done from that first RSD. Of course, Joe Strummer from The Clash. Great vocals, great guitars, great songs, and a great band. What more can be said about this? This was one of my top. The Jucifer and this one were the top two I wanted to get from that Record Store Day, and that's why I got in line at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning or whatever it was. Got the Sun Ra, of course, too, but from that. Next up, Numero Group does a great job with reissues, archival stuff. They put together all the 7-inch singles of the band Unwound from the Pacific Northwest, a band I saw at Cat's Cradle this year. One of the best shows I saw all year. I'll throw some footage in of Unwound at the end of this video. I've seen it before in some of my other videos, so I'll throw it in again. The singles history from 1991 to 2001. They compiled everything here, which is nice because I have some of the original 7 inches, but they're hard to find. So for anyone else, this is a really great thing to get. This packaging is top-notch. The vinyl pressings are top-notch. The inserts you get, like everything Numero Group is legit. It shows all some of their old record history. What a great band. Female drummer, she's incredible. This is on white vinyl. And, you know, great sleeves, the, you know, polyline sleeves, like, really well done from Numero Group. This was a great one that they put out. They've been reissuing the entire catalog, all the albums. They did the box sets. I think they did the box sets first and then started doing the individual albums after they did the box sets. I think I got 2 out of maybe the 4 box sets. I'd love to have all of the box sets, but now all of a sudden they're all crazy expensive. They actually did a deal where they did like a 10 CD box. I'd rather have that, but even that's now going for uber bucks. So happy with what I got from this band, and this is another great addition to the collection. Next, as far as archival releases, this group has been putting out great stuff. I think this is what, Black Editions put this out? Yeah, Black Editions Archive put this out. This is from the private tape collection of the drummer Milford Graves, one of the best free jazz drummers in history. And this is with Charles Gale and William Parker. This is called Weibo, New York City performance from June 7th and 8th of 1991. And the artwork is some original Milford Graves artwork, as he was a phenomenal artist as well. And this is one of my favorite free jazz archival releases ever. Love this. Really freaking good. Charles Gale in peak form on this. And it's like 2 hours long, and the hype stickers is peak musical mastery. That's a good way to put it. Avant, free, fantastic. Kevin Gray pressed this at RTI. I mean, this is if you're into free jazz, this is the one to get. I'd even get this over the Bayard box. Next, an archival release. This is a group that Dom has got me into through all of his ranting and raving about it. Broadcast, which I want to say that Fred Big Star 1000 has always championed this group over the years too. But Distant Call collected demos from 2000 to 2006. Beautiful voice from the singer of this group, and the really beautiful guitar playing from James Cargill. So it's Trish Keenan and James. This was released in 2024 on Warp Records. So some demos that were unearthed. And it's interesting. The last song is called Please Call to Book, Let's Write a Song Project. I think what happened is Trish put out this deal where if you're a fan of the band, send her some lyrics and she'll make a song out of all the lyrics from all the people that sends them in and combine it into one song. I think that's how that went, which is really cool. And there's just a demo version of it, I believe, and it's on this now. So happy to get that. I'm going to try to get some more broadcast in Rochester, like Record Archive or something. Hopefully they'll have. There was one that came out before this. It's sold out everywhere quick. Like everybody in Charlotte only got like one copy, and then they tried to order it again. It's from overseas, and the distributors just can't get it to them. So I'm going to see if Rochester has that. Next, this most recent Record Store Day, there was, of course, the Helmet Betty release that was horribly done. If you're going to get a Helmet reissue from this year, this is the one to get, is the Born Annoying reissue that Amphetamine Reptile out of Minneapolis, Minnesota did. This is badass. This is, the first demos and 7-inch from 1989, Born Annoying from Helmet. Paige Hamilton in the early days. Great band. Highly influential band on the heavy music scene. Without Helmet, there's a lot of bands that would never have existed. Next, switching to jazz, I have only 2 records from VMP. Both I've gotten from Steve Carlson, because he's always been in the VM Vinyl Me Please thing. And I much appreciate him sending these my way, because they do a really good job on a lot of their reissues, and this one is fantastic. AAA lacquers cut from the master tapes by Ryan Smith. It's sterling sound if you're into all that audiophile bullshit. Gary Bartz, Another Earth. This was originally on the Milestone label. This is an extremely expensive original to get, $200 and up now. I'm not going to fork out that kind of money for a 70s Milestone record that used to be $5 to $10 to $15 in the bins back in the day. Actually, not that long ago, I could find Milestones for $15, maybe like 8 years ago, and now they're all 100 and up. And why? It doesn't make any sense. But they did this reissue of this one. I'm glad they did, and Carlson sent it my way. Pharoah Sanders on tenor, Charles Tolliver on trumpet, Gary, of course, on alto, Stanley Cowell piano, Reggie Workman bass, Freddie Waits drums. One of the best groups ever assembled in the history of jazz on this one. This is a great one. But it's still, to me, not original for 200. Stupid as shit. Next is my reissue of the year by leaps and bounds. There's it's well known in Spain, not so much here. It's considered to be one of the greatest pieces of music ever written in Spanish history. Is this record that was put out by the band Standstill, a band that completely changed what they did over the years. They started out as like a screamo heavy band, moved into a little more rocking type stuff, and singing in English. And then the music progressed. They started singing in Catalan again, and the music got better. And then they stripped back and started doing more Spanish folk stuff. But then they did this, and this is like all over the map. There's stuff on here that sounds like Radiohead. There's stuff that's Spanish folk. There's stuff with piano. There's stuff with guitars. It's amazing, and it's Enrique Montefusco, one of the greatest guitarists and vocalists of anywhere in the world. It's Adelante Bonaparte. It's remastered 15th year anniversary edition, triple LP from B Core Records out of Barcelona. As you know, I have a very big place in my heart for this label and everybody that's involved with this label, and for them to put this out was remarkable. I've had the original CD box set since it came out. It was not cheap to get that then. With the original vinyl on this is $300, $350 and up. There was not many pressed originally, so for them to repress this this is incredible. Check out the song Vida Normal number 5, complete Radiohead vibes. A brilliant song, brilliant guitar playing, brilliant vocals. Yeah, originally on Buena Suerte in B Core in 2010. This is my reissue of the year. Standstill, Adelante Bonaparte from Barcelona, Spain. Another band similar to the Omar Rodriguez stuff that got a good run of reissues this year was Shiner. Great band out of Kansas City, Missouri. If you're into the Life and Times or any of that kind of stuff, because it's Alan Epley, the singer from that band, was in Shiner. This is my favorite record of theirs, so I was happy. I had never had it on vinyl, so I was able to get this reissue cheap. Lula Divinia. Just driving guitars, melodic, beautiful, great lyrics, great vocals from Alan. The two songs that open the B-side kind of go together, Sideways and Pinned. Phenomenal. So happy to see Spartan Records out of Bainbridge Island, Washington, reissue the Shiner catalog. Killer. I'm not sure what originals go for. I'm sure a little bit. So I know B Core reissued one of their records, The Egg, which is considered their best. I like this record better. Next, back to jazz. Another great reissue label, Superior Viaduct. They do the Lord's work. They reissued a bunch of the Joe McPhee catalog off the Hat Hut Records label out of Switzerland, which is extremely hard to find in the U.S. And their records are expensive, and so these, for to be $20 or whatever, $25, have been great to pick up. This one's Joe McPhee, Black Magic Man. I mean, originals on this are super pricey. And you got Joe on tenor and soprano, Mike Cullum piano, Tyrone Crabb on bass, electric bass, Ernest Bostic on percussion, Bruce Thompson on percussion as well. This is a live show at Vassar College in Poughkeepsie, New York, recorded in 1970, released on Hat Hut. This is a great performance. One of my favorites from Joe McPhee, and so really happy to get this on vinyl. And these were really well done, really nice covers. The record even feels nice. Very plain and basic information sheet and plain labels. I don't think they replicated the Hat Hut labels. I don't think they had access to do that. But they did reissue these records, and they used a nice polyline sleeve, and they sound great. And I'm happy they did. They do good work. Superior Viaduct. They reissued like the whole catalog of the band The X from the Netherlands, one of my favorite bands of all time, who I've seen in Spain. And I've gotten everything that they do for that band. So I've been picking up all these Joe McPhees. The next 3 reissues were all from this past Black Friday. These were all really well done. Top-notch reissues. Thievery Corporation, The Richest Man in Babylon. Double LP. Who did this one? It's hard to read. Primary Wave Music reissued this. It's originally put out in 2002, and so they just redid this one. Great electronic group, but they do all different kind of genres. Out of DC, Thievery Corporation. Great image on the inside here. Fantastic pressing. It's white vinyl and red vinyl on the double. So it's white. One is white and one's red. Some nice inner sleeves they did with this. We had the song titles on the back of the inner sleeve. I almost forgot that this was getting put out, and the guy in line behind me at Repo had a copy in his stack, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going back and getting that. And it was for a double. This was like $30. Really was the best deal on Black Friday as far as I was concerned, as far as prices and the quality and it being a double LP and everything involved with this one. So very pleased to see this one get the reissue treatment. And then the best one though from that day is this one, Sahib's Jazz Party and After Hours from Sahib Shihab that ORG Music put out. This is freaking, the sound quality on this is unbelievably good. This is from a show at the Jazz House Montmartre in Copenhagen, Denmark in 1963. Alex Reels on drums and Niles Henning Orsted Peterson on bass, who always played together, and for them to be with Sahib Shihab and some other characters in this, it's just so freaking good. Sahib Shihab plays alto, baritone, sax, and some flute. The song with him playing flute is fantastic. I usually don't care for his flute in my jazz that much, but it's so good on this. The pressing is incredibly well done. The packaging, I think this was maybe $40, which was about the right price. Yeah, this is great. I think even Melinda Murphy got this. She's been into some good jazz as well, and yeah, this is a great one. So highly recommend if you can find it now. It might be a little hard, but I'd get it. Don't pay up though. I mean, see if you can hold out to find a shop that's still got dead stock of it, or leftover stock. And last but not least, from that RSD, Egon at Now Again stepped his game up, and they did a hell of a great job on this release, the Viva Ngozi, the Paul Ngozi reissue. Originally on Chris Editions from back in probably in the 70s, 76 maybe, 77. Recorded in Nairobi, Kenya. This is Zamrock, one of the great stars of the Zamrock scene. Was, you know, the Ngozi family. You know, Chrissy Zebi Tembo on drums. The bass player in here is great. This is really, really good. It's, if you like Jimi Hendrix, you'd like this. A lot of it's sung in English, but there's a couple songs in their native language. I think that ends each side. Yeah. Now Again, they were using United for a pressing plant early on, and the quality was horrifying on all kinds of levels. They did a great job with this. The booklet, the writing right up on the booklet spans the whole history of the band, all the releases, not just this one. Some great archival photos. They kind of redid the Chris Editions label a little bit, putting Now Again on it though. I have some 7 inches originals from Zambia that I got from Dylan and Noble Records that have similar labels, the original labels from Chris Editions. But great pressing, course, orange vinyl, but it does sound great. Yeah, they hit a home run. That's all my best reissues of this year. Hope you're well. Peace.